Kansas, where the water flows like dirty soup.
All
It's
right, let
pretty
me know when
filthy.
you're recording there.
There you go. Wait, it is recording right now.
All right. Well, let's get that started then. Since we're recording now, let me know if I sound a little too far, a little too close.
No, that sounds fine.
All right. Well, welcome. This is the first episode of hopefully many, but we'll see where this journey takes us. We're gonna call it right now Momo's House Podcast,
It's a good one.
since we're recording out of our grandmother's house.
Swag.
And if you're
Shout out to our grandma.
oh yeah,
Momo.
yeah, definitely.
Shout out living with her. Two of us are living with her.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Of course, if you're Latino, Latina, or well, even Latinx, let's include you there too, Nash. You probably have a Momo, so you probably know what we're talking about. But
We all share the same Momo.
yeah, this is gonna be our show here. Definitely a dream of mine for a couple of years. To maybe get a podcast started and just talk about life. Doesn't matter what, thoughts, ideas. That's what gets me going. Maybe even say gets me a little stiff. You know, that's what I like.
Stiff.
But anyways,
Real Randy.
this is Nelson. And I even changed all of my usernames on social media purposely for the podcast
For promotional
to
purposes.
little at symbol, your boy, YER, Nelson, right? So hit me up if you want to tell me to go fuck myself or you like what we're doing here, whatever gets you off, gets me off.
Gonna hyper,
Damn. Hit them
hyper-
up, guys. Hit them
hyperlink.
up.
Hit him up.
Hit them up. Hit them up.
But
Hit 'em
I
up.
have here joining me, the one and only, came out before me,
I'm an old man.
only a few months before, I guess. Robert, the collector, Medellin.
People are gonna make fun of me because of my Funko collection, but listen, they're like little Greek statues. I just put them everywhere. It's art. That's modern art. I don't care who you are. That is modern art.
Yeah, we're two separate people. And then, of course, last but not least,
Yo, 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 yo.
the runt
Yo, 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 yo.
of the litter.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yours truly,
Yeah, 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 yo. Hey, yo.
Nash, a.k.a. Nashi, or Nash E. Papas.
Yeah. That's
The-
me.
Yeah, the creator, the inventor, the whatever you want to call it.
I don't
He
even
does
know.
it all.
He's the main production man.
It takes a lot of hard work.
He's got equipment for days.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely took a lot of beatings, as the young one.
We WWE'd his
Oh,
ass
yeah.
all over the place.
Majority of my childhood is just getting beat. I remember that.
Yeah, and he's still alive though. So,
I'm still alive.
All right. Well, again, my name is Nelson, and let's go ahead and get started here. I want to give everybody a little introduction to what this show is going to be about. Like I said, ideas, thoughts, maybe questions. I hope to maybe get some questions from some listeners, if possible. Maybe you're looking for some advice. I love to give advice. I don't know shit about anything, but I like to pretend that I do.
Yeah, we know.
And I love to give advice.
We've seen that.
These two here are prime examples. I'll tell you what to do even if I've never even done it before. So there's that. And just to give you a little history here on us, of course, we are brothers, all from the same mother, also the same father. If you have that in common with us, you're at the right spot. If not, hey, that's okay. It happens to some people. Actually, the original plan for this was supposed to be me and a buddy from work.
Still can still be. We can have
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah, we could definitely have guests, but scheduling conflicts, just things in life. Maybe it's not a good fit. But once we kind of talked it through and realized that you guys actually had most of the equipment that was necessary to run a
Yeah.
podcast, it kind of only made sense. And then another good thing is I really don't get to hang out with you guys or talk to you too much. So,
True.
it's a good time. Maybe spend a couple hours and, maybe pick each other's brains a little bit. And
Something's going on downside.
Idios.
yeah, don't if you can hear any of that, don't worry about it.
West side of San Antonio is
West
hot.
Side,
Yeah.
Dirty South, Texas.
That's this is how they
San
do out there.
Antonio.
But definitely just a little background there on how we're getting this started. And also, I mean, I really have no idea what to do when it comes to recording or posting things. I mean, I barely run my social media accounts. I update them maybe once a month, so I'll definitely need to start getting on top of that. So you guys definitely are on top of that a little more than me. I'm looking at the recording here. I don't even know what I'm looking at. That's all new to me.
It's numbers and bars.
It takes
So-
a moment.
Yeah, I'm an idea man. I'm definitely not an action man. So Nash is definitely a little action man here, and Robert, or AKA Nick, you may hear him called here, is definitely a somewhat of an action man as well. Behind that as well. But I definitely wanted to get into the social media talk there, because that's really one place that I could say we probably started to bond. We first started playing video games together. I still am no good at video games. Player 2 for life. It's just who I'll be.
Don't even plug the controller in.
Still bad at video games too. Don't
Nash,
worry.
unfortunately, was that little kid who we just didn't even plug the controller in. We just let him mess with it and dangle it until he finally realized that he was not playing any games with us at all.
Got very upset.
Very upset.
Well, you guys made me set it up, and I remember plugging it into the socket, and I was getting shocked. And you guys always like, "Oh, you could play if you put it in," and I get shocked all the time.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah, definitely
awful.
a guinea pig for sure. But yeah, that's part of it. But computers is definitely something we were always around. But let's just jump right ahead into being teenagers. That's probably when we had the most computer access, and we're lucky to grow up in a time that we did just have that access. And I really wanted to kind of ask Nash some of these questions that I've had. So let's get to our first real kind of interactions online. We weren't weirdos that were on chat rooms or anything. At least I don't remember any of us being
So
on that.
I got a funny story about that real quick before we go.
Oh, you were in a chat room.
I was on.
Okay, this is what I want to know. Okay.
So when we first got our computer and we first got dial-up internet, I went to an AOL kids chat room.
Oh,
Mind
no.
you, no way to verify their kids. And I was like, "Hey, I'm new to this place. Where are you from?" I was like, and whoever it was like, "I'm Casey from Alaska." And I was like, "Well, that's cool."
Alaska, nice.
And I didn't even question it because I was like, weird. But nothing happened to it. I didn't get kidnapped or anything.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
didn't ask me to take off my shirt.
Oh, okay. I was curious to that because you're older than me and you might have had more access. I, on the other hand, a little too scared. Didn't even want to bother. Definitely was always, let me do secondhand. And that's how I got started on a lot of things. And the reason I was going to bring up social media was that's kind of where we maybe bonded a little bit. MySpace was really big for us. And I feel like there's nothing really out there like it right now. I mean, Instagram is cool, don't get me wrong. But it gave you a way to listen to music and talk with your friends. And, you could rank your friends. And that was pretty messed up, but still kind of cool when you think about it, I like that a little bit. But no, really, I wanted to talk about that because you, Robert, you had a MySpace. I don't know where you created it, probably the library or something with some of your friends. And as the little bitch brother, right away, I'm like, oh, I want one too. Help me out. So I remember setting up, I don't know, maybe a fake email address. We set up that MySpace account, and it's just history from there. I made quite a few friends off of that. And the reason I was going to bring that up, Nash, I remember you made your own. We didn't even show you how to do that. How were you learning how to do all these things?
I would
yourself?
watch y'all.
So
I would watch y'all
you
from
were
a
watching
distance,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
I was.
I was wondering how you figured that stuff out. You even had a YouTube channel,
Oh,
content creator
Yeah.
before that was cool.
yeah.
You know, and that's definitely why I want to bring you along because you've actually done some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Hit a band.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. The
Okay.
band, that's part
Oh,
of
so
why
we're
he's
talking.
in
We're
here.
talking about the old social media, the Wild Wild West, the MySpace. It was fun. It was like a live journal. But I just remember being the most cringeworthy kid, edgelord of all edgelords. I was putting Evangelion pictures as my avatar.
Yes.
What was wrong with me?
And I don't think anybody even knew what that was. Probably, maybe nobody in your circle. I don't know.
I wasn't quite a weeb. I was a weeb light.
Yeah, definitely. I've really leaned into the weebness over maybe this past couple of years. Heavy into Naruto, Boruto, but really right now, I'm all for My Hero Academia. If you're a fan, I am also a fan. That show is so good.
My friends are constantly telling me to watch it.
And
Yeah.
they always like, that frog girl can get it.
Oh yeah.
No.
She's underage.
Momo, not our Momo, but Momo Yayorozu is my girl
Oh, boy.
on that show. You need to see this.
Careful now, Nash.
You need to see this cartoon. Talk about cartoons you can have a crush on.
Talking about that
That's
little
definitely
guy
one
who
of 'em.
has a sticky balls.
Oh yes, Mineta is my favorite. The little
That
pervert.
guy is cool.
Nash, that's Nelson personified.
Oh yeah. Every
High
time I see
school.
him, I'm like, that's me. That is me. Just a little perv. But
You somehow-
definitely, we all have a little Mineta in us.
I think Nelson was in high school. He wasn't quite as perverted as that, but him and the women, he would always he would trick them and go, "Oh, I'm a kind-hearted guy. I like your talk about your feelings, but I really want to get that hug now." If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Definitely that, and you know what? And that's where I was going to transition into our next conversation with MySpace. The reason I was thinking about it so heavy was not only that we were doing the show together, and it's something we all did. My spouse, yes. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention that I'm married with 2 children.
So don't send nothing to the DM.
Yeah,
people.
another aspect to the show is you have somebody who's married, somebody who has kids, somebody who gets his hair cut at a barber, somebody who just works all the time. So I mean, we got it all.
Yeah.
We gotta
Every day. Incel.
Different jobs a little bit.
we gotta get an incel on the podcast too one of these days.
Yeah, definitely different outlooks on life. But skip to that, right? The spouse was asking me, and I won't mention her name in case she doesn't want it to be out there. But you'll probably find out. I mean, it's not a secret. She was asking me, and I guess maybe she saw this online or something. She asked me, it was kind of a confusing question. How would you try to pick me up? Like a pickup line, something like that. A little confusing. I said, well, were we pretending like I didn't know you? Or are we pretending like I do know you and I'm trying to, impress you? We kind of settled on, okay, you don't know me. Now, I had to think hard because I like to think I'm a sleaze bag with pickup lines, but I'm actually a little more sneaky than that. And this is the part where, as Robert was mentioning, I can be a little deceptive when it comes to that. So my tactic, and it made me think of one girl in high school that, I was, trying to get at. So I saw this female, and no name mentioned again, hanging around school, But definitely at that time, my approach was always to be a little bit, like unless I had you for a class, we kind of knew each other a little bit, we're forced to talk to each other, I probably wouldn't normally just go up and talk to somebody. But once I had talked to you, ice was broken a little bit, that's when, little sneak came out,
Trying to butter me
and could
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
would get that butter knife, yeah, exactly,
Oh,
and,
ho, ho,
and try to
ho.
squeeze the way in there. Didn't work most of the time, but this time, man, this one was tough, right? I saw a few people that I kind of knew talking to this person, and so I could have used that as an entryway. But what do we have back then? And I guess it'd be similar if you're using like a weird dating app or like Instagram. You could probably even do it there. Start liking their pictures and follow
Yeah.
them. That
Send them a meme or two now.
MySpace was that to do, and so I
Shoot my
definitely
shot.
used that to shoot my shot, but in a weird, creepy way. Now that I think about it, because once I started thinking about it, I'm like, man, this was really messed up.
A little problematic.
Yeah, so I go online, right, and I'm looking through my friends, like, and Facebook does it, your mutual friends, right? That's kind of what I was looking through, but back, it didn't list your mutual friends. You just had to kind of creep in your friend's profile and find the person. This is what I did, right?
I
Just like
remember
a
those
creep,
days.
dude.
I remember those.
And I'm like, that has to be the girl. That picture looks just like her, right? So I send the friend request, right? And this is the thing. You send that friend request, dude. You're waiting for it to come in. Ding, they accepted your friend
The
request,
ultimate
right?
icebreaker.
Now, you would think, okay, you creep, you already got them to accept your friend request. Now you're going to start messaging them. No. MySpace used to have these weird things where you could, and it was, I guess, like Facebook, when you do like a post
Those posts and you can reply.
that people could see. Like you weren't posting like on your wall. You would be posting just like, I don't know, some weird little like,
active.
how do you even like an active feed? You would post some weird, like people would do like post almost like look an email you were posting that people could reply to.
Hey, everybody, look at my bad grammar.
Oh, those blogs.
So-
Those small blogs too.
You refresh your page waiting for new stuff to come in because you got that new friend, and just like a creep, I'm waiting for that girl to post something so I can be like, oh, this is where I'm gonna get in. I consider myself a pretty funny guy, so I assume, oh, that's where I'll win it over, right?
Funny guy.
Yeah, the cool guy, right?
Cool guy.
Oh, not really.
Oh,
So she does. I do that. We honestly maybe talk a few times that way. I think maybe I send a personal message. I'm not sure now. I don't really remember too much. Talking more. And the weird thing is, during this whole time, we do have similar friends. I start making more friends. We kind of get closer and closer. And there were times where we'd be right in the same room. Hillary Duff, Chad Michael Murray style, like from the Cinderella story, where you're texting each other and you're right next to each other.
Boy, that's a
And
reference.
it's like,
I-
look
I was
up,
thinking
dude.
about the Lizzie McGuire show.
Look up. Oh, yes.
Reference going over my
Vicky
head right
McGuire is really who Hillary Duff, where she needs to stay.
This is why you're
That's
good.
her
This is why
lane.
you were good with the females, because you were on that same wavelength. They're like, I'm watching Disney after school. I'm watching Kim Possible.
We can relate.
We can- I-
talk about
I was
Yeah.
this.
listening
Oh,
We watch on
that's the
TV.
total creep move. Is
I was
like,
a weeb. I was not. I was like, I'm hardcore anime.
no, you had to hide the weeb. You got to hide the
It was
weeb.
bad.
You got to hide the weeb, and you gotta
Yeah,
you
the
gotta
pretend you were somebody else.
yeah, you gotta watch some of that
I'm
stuff.
watching
You
the
gotta,
OC guys.
You're
just
a lot
enough. You gotta know
cooler.
just enough. You gotta know at least the names of some of the characters. You don't even have to know the story, right? So I did that, and that was, that's gross.
Hey baby,
now that I
show
think
called
about
The
it,
Hills with Lauren Conrad. She wears nice outfits.
Yeah.
I remember Laguna Beach. How
Laguna-
about you?
Yes, these were the shows that if you wanted to talk to a girl during our time, you had to know something about those shows. If you didn't know anything about those shows,
You're just some
goodbye.
sweaty nerd.
Goodbye, nerd. Yeah,
heard-
so I did that for a few months, guys. And then finally, I don't even remember what sparked me to actually conversate with this person in real life. But it led to many months of nothing happening. And then maybe something was gonna happen, but I kind of tried to play it too cool.
Fucking hate that.
Ruined the whole fucking thing. Nothing ever came from it. Never saw her again.
You're a nice person.
I
That's the
did.
worst.
No, never mind. You know what? maybe I could say this right. I didn't say any names. Um, we did, kind of link up at a concert one time.
Scandalous.
And here's the bad part, right? I didn't know, like, were you into me? Were you not into me? You have a boyfriend right now, but I don't care. And that was really low of me. I remember pinching some butt, trying to land a kiss.
Whoa.
It didn't go well. I think I only caught
Twitter
some
alert.
cheek. And then at that point, I kind of realized, like, you know what? What am I doing? This is bad. I'm groping. I'm being aggressive. If this were 2019, I'd be canceled, guys.
Oh.
I mean,
I know.
What's stopping that now?
You should.
This
local
was
scene
bad. This
here.
was bad. Now, I mean, I'm talking through it, and I'm like, I probably committed a crime.
Hey,
Yes, you did.
times were different.
You're a fucking monster.
2007. Come on, guys.
And if you hear this, by chance, man, probably not. I don't even know if where this girl is. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Well, I meant it a
It's
little
got
bit, I guess.
canceled
But
on your first episode.
Very sincere.
I hope,
gonna come
I
back.
hope you're doing well.
If you run for a political office,
yeah.
I don't know if it's ever gonna work.
Yeah, it's not. And purposely talking about Facebook too. Again, going back now to go to Facebook.
But then again, we were just teenagers, and you don't know
Yeah.
anything better when
yeah.
you're that young. So
Exactly.
This consent really wasn't talked about all that much. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Exactly. These weren't things that were the conversation. So, now they are, and we know the difference. And now, I have 2 girls. I don't think I want some creep doing that. So, I know better now. But then, no, I didn't. But yeah, the whole canceling thing. I look back at my Facebook sometimes from like 10 years ago. Some of the things that we were saying on there would not be okay today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know
It's
if
a
you guys
different
have
time.
anything on there.
Yeah, I have a lot of bad things.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm not going to delete it because I've grown as a person. You're not going to see me do that stuff anymore.
Yeah. No.
I've changed. I've met people of all different races, backgrounds. So I know a little more now.
A little more sensitive now.
So yeah, it's different. And I'm pretty sure even you, Nash, working in the restaurant, you probably met all kinds of people.
Yeah, a lot
So,
of people.
Yeah, you know
lot
now.
of-
Like, oh, you know what? Like, you're not that much different than me.
There was this one server who would kiss girls on cheeks.
Oh,
I don't know if I can say his name. though.
No, don't say his
Don't
name.
say his
That-
name.
he probably committed a crime, and we don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah.
No, that's a thing. There's definitely creepy guys everywhere you go. There's creepy guys at my work too. Exactly what you're saying. Like, I remember one guy coming in. I won't say where I work, but the gentleman came in to introduce himself to a new colleague he was gonna have, and goes, "I'm a hugger,"
Oh,
and proceeds to hug the woman. Right there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, guy, what are you doing?
If I was the boss, I would have been like, hey,
That's not cool.
let me have a little conversation with you about personal space.
I'm a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah. Now me, I definitely try to stay away from that. The wife is not going to be
Avoid all
happy if
contact with
I'm
my
out
female-
there hugging females at work.
Female people who I work with, because it's just weird. You don't really gotta touch nobody. I mean, I don't really care that much about people I work with. They're nice, but I ain't gonna touch you. You're a nice person. Maybe you smell good, but I ain't gonna touch you.
Yeah. Definitely don't touch without asking.
Women
first.
smell good.
They can. They can also smell bad. Let's not forget.
Okay.
But
Whoa.
did you have any points to make on that, Nash?
On what?
Since you were
Consent or the MySpace?
maybe a little both. You had any similar situations there?
I remember trying to shoot my shots a lot over MySpace.
MySpace, you would have been like 12.
I was in middle school. We were still using it.
Oh yeah, it was.
I would
still-
try to
Yeah, I
talk to
remember.
the.
You know what? It was still popular, right?
Yeah, it
I
was.
gotta think about that because I didn't make a Facebook till like 2011 or something
I
like
forgot
that.
what date my Facebook says I started. I don't even.
It was like sixth grade and everyone was on it. And we were like,
I
oh,
think-
it's an eighth grade
I
girl.
think
Let
I
me talk to her.
graduated and I was using it more often.
Yeah, it was definitely like once you were older, you would switch to
I want to
Facebook.
talk to all my
Yeah, I remember
grandparents
there
and
was,
Like, oh, we just
aunties.
graduated. Let's reconnect, and it's like, no,
Nah, I don't wanna
no,
talk
thank
to
you.
you.
I remember one day I went on MySpace and it was empty. And I was like, where'd everyone go? And then I went on Facebook, and it was like a freaking
Yeah,
wonderland going
He
on.
s-
Everyone
Yeah, he
hanging
set the
out.
switch over. Everybody, oh, Facebook's where it's at. And to be honest, I really don't like Facebook.
It was cool a long
yeah.
time ago.
Yeah, it's
Now it's just a bunch of people
Who-
fighting each other.
Yes.
And
It's a cesspool
memes.
right now. It's a boomer cesspool. How many boomers are on there going, hey, look at my political posts. Am I making you uncomfortable with my old timey words here?
But if you go on MySpace, I have a couple band pages I made for ideas that I was gonna do, and one of them actually has music I try to make.
Do they still exist?
I don't really know. I don't
Oh.
really remember what they're called
You
anymore.
know, that's a good
I
note
tell
there.
There
Dog
is a
still
rap
exists.
song on my Tumblr that's on there, and I haven't.
Yeah, the YouTube
It's probably
YouTube
pretty
was
bad.
still a thing, right? So,
Yeah.
Remember the video we made at Jaime's house?
Oh.
oh man, those were terrible. Those were terrible.
The grain is awful.
Yeah, those were bad. It's a it wasn't even now every computer has a webcam built in. This was like a separate
I remember it
webcam.
was insulting your friend for some reason. I don't remember why.
I don't either. You know what? MySpace. Let's
MySpace.
blame MySpace for everything.
You got to express yourself on your profile.
Yeah, I got to put spinning gifs.
Colored
You
backgrounds,
got to like.
music. The music
Mhm.
you could put you put a song on there, right?
Yeah.
And you say this is a song that defines me.
A whole playlist.
The Tila Tequila
I remember
song.
coming
Yeah.
home and listening to my playlist. Made the
Playlist.
day better.
That's what it's
Seems-
all about. And of course, we were emo kids. So what was that website? Was it Last
Last
FM or something? Oh
Last-
man, it had all the music we liked on there.
You didn't get to hear the whole album. Maybe like
Yeah, it was
some
like
of the
3 songs, I think, something like that. They would have like where you could listen to the whole thing, but you had to catch it like right that day they put it on there. But you never knew like, is this going to be a good band? Is this a bad band? Hard to say. But yeah, that's a little bit of that. Just got me thinking about all that when my spouse asked me about, hitting on women and stuff. Honestly,
Nelson Spouse.
yeah, it would be pretty difficult if we were to split and I'd have to go out there and try and catch another one.
It's
you gotta
awful.
You gotta go on Facebook. Like, I got 2 kids and
Yeah,
I
I
got
would
2
definitely
kids.
use the kid card. That's definitely going to be my my go-to.
cute. Oh, look at them. They're so
Yeah, I mean, I can
stepdaughter.
Yeah, I mean, I walk around the grocery store and
Let's have another one.
it's like I'm having to put applications in review for stepmoms.
Oh boy.
Go on. There's Tinder.
Tinder.
Uh,
There's Facebook dating now.
I mean, if you haven't seen a picture of me, picture a Latino Jeremy Renner, right?
Like,
no,
Kevin Owens. If you know wrestling, Kevin
Yeah.
Owens.
South of the border, Kevin Owens.
maybe 4 feet tall. No. Definitely not that. I'm just joking. Spiky hair though, for sure.
You meet someone on Facebook dating. I got 2 likes.
Oh, there you go.
One's from Mexico and one's 27.
This
And I was gonna ask you about that. I mean,
avoid those juggalos.
I was gonna ask Nash about this. So you're in a band, right? Definitely gets you some cool points there.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. What's the love scene like for you? Non-existent.
It ain't Motley Crue days, that's for sure. No,
I don't know. It's
What's it
I
like
talked
for a
to-
young man out there?
right now.
try not to get canceled.
Yeah, that too. I don't know. I feel like they're more. Everyone's more pickier now.
A little picky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna run into that the older you get. Girls are gonna want a little more. Now, I'm not saying that this is every woman, but most might be seeking financial security, maybe a good head on the shoulders. The older you get, you're definitely gonna start running into more females that have children.
Yeah, I've
And
already
that's
come
definitely a
across some of
responsibility you
those.
don't know if you want to take on right away. But yeah, it's just the picking and choosing. I think it's tough because I feel like my advice would be honest. Say, are we looking for a hookup? We looking for something serious?
Put a
it-
ring on it. Huh?
No.
you probably should ask those questions up front, I would think. Then again, I don't know. But I think maybe part of your problem, Nash, because I tend to notice this sometimes, is girls may try to flirt with you a little bit and you don't really catch it right away. Maybe you notice later on and you think, was she flirting with me? Was she not? The gross guy in me always assumes yes.
Oh,
And sometimes it's okay to be
It's-
that gross guy to assume maybe she's flirting with me.
maybe.
Because you never know.
You gotta be careful there.
But
she read the menu to me. She's hot for me right now.
yeah, there's that guy. And then, you just, sometimes it doesn't hurt to shoot a shot.
She said hi. She definitely wants me.
You miss
What?
99%
Yeah.
of the shots you don't take. 100%? Probably all of them.
Yeah.
Plasma tea.
But I've been like, what the fuck? I've been like, I feel like I had to change my
Your approach,
approach to women.
did you call it?
Just
Okay.
like be more of myself. And they're like, I guess like I'm just annoying as possible. Like just very annoying.
Annoying them. Well, you know what?
And then chicks are falling for it now.
You got to be yourself a little bit, though.
Yeah. Because I used to be super like, okay,
Remember
I was
the gifts?
awful nice guy.
A little too desperate.
little
That's what it
desperate.
was.
Okay, well,
Little too
So you
obsessive.
can still be the nice guy, just don't be the desperate nice guy, right?
Yeah.
You be the nice guy that's, oh, well, I'm nice to everybody, So that way somebody might see, oh, well, I guess I'm not that special. I don't know. But then again, I don't know. People are confusing. Sometimes you have to be a little bit upfront and honest and say, hey, I'm interested.
Can I speak
know,
to the CEO girlfriend?
I was just about to mention that I was asking this one lady at work, a couple of ladies, right? Because I saw this young woman, green hair, I guess greenish, bluish hair. Definitely looked like somebody that you would hang out with, Nash. And I said, would it be weird if I approached this young woman and said, hey, I think you're really cute for my younger brother? And I look at myself in the mirror.
That is
And
kind
I
of
say,
that's really
you know
weird.
what? That's not somewhere I should go with that.
That is very weird.
If I was a woman, I could probably approach this girl and say, hey, you'd be really cute for my brother. He likes this, he likes that. Because definitely she looks like she falls in that category of the type of girl you like. She's got like the nerdy glasses.
Oh, no.
Indie goth GF.
Yeah, definitely in that field.
Manic Pixie.
Manic
Dream Girl.
Pixie Dream Girls.
And definitely someone you can say, hey, I'm in a band, and she might be impressed. I'm not going to say she is impressed. She might be impressed. I'm not going to make decisions for that woman. She's, so there was that. Nicholas, I'm not sure what your situation is.
SoundCloud rappers get more.
Definitely.
Indie bands are just kind of like,
So,
What grocery store you work
I like
at?
to consider myself that Doge that's in front of the computer with the lights low, with the red eyes going, don't give me hope.
Okay. Well, there's that,
like, I gotta.
Listen,
There's a couple. How you said like, oh, when you see girls flirting with you,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't catch it. Well, every time we do go to like Walmart or like
Yeah.
HEB or somewhere public, and there's some like chick around his age, she's like telling him something, he's just kind of like, yeah. It's awful because I also do the worst.
You see it, right? You
Yes.
see it. That's sometimes
But
what we see.
I've been slowly catching it more now.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I start paying more attention now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
I've
and,
changed
and I
a
mean, the
little
thing
bit.
is, don't get too excited, right?
I used to be like, if that girl was nice to me, I'm like, oh,
It's
now
a-
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
she's being nice.
It's a poker game.
Yeah.
You got to put a poker face up at first. That's definitely what helps.
yeah, I'm afraid of talking to people, so I don't do it.
Okay, and this is okay. I remember. What about the online stuff?
Honestly, I think I don't have any compatibility with anybody. I think I don't mesh with anybody's wavelengths.
Now you say this.
I feel like I came across a lot of girls for Nick at work.
Yeah.
It better not be a
I came for
juggalo
my
who does.
brother.
It better not be a juggalo who does meth. Please, not that one.
No.
No.
I think you're selling yourself short a little bit. I mean, just looking at the vast amount of people that are out there. I mean, I don't know if you've been on TikTok.
There's a lot of fish
There's a lot
out there.
of-
in
There is somebody for
There's a lot
everybody
of juggalettes who do meth on
out there. I think you just need to put yourself out there a little more. I don't know, maybe
Cut
join
that.
one of those like dating apps or
So-
something.
You're saying I should buy Moon
know,
Mist,
get your-
Fago,
No
and
Fago
your
Moon
bias.
Get your
Mist.
clout up.
buy a very
Get some nice clothes going.
Juggalo T-shirt, go out there,
Wear a
go on the
basketball
Juggalo
jersey.
dating scene. Go.
No, no, no. It could be simple as making sure your nails are trimmed,
I can afford the
Get
meth.
that hairstyle.
teeth are brushed, hair's combed.
The meth I have is blue. Like
I want you to
on.
dress like Twister from the Kanye West video.
Yes, Twister.
Twister.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you
System.
feel that way, but there's so many people out
The
there that
bling
are
rap
interested
era
in so many
is in.
things.
It's back.
I'm going to tell you a story about time we were trying Krav Maga. Nash, you weren't involved in this.
No, I wasn't. I was very young.
You're listening to Guar.
Slipknot and Guar.
Yes, me and your older brother were attempting to become these Krav Maga experts.
I remember.
Now, in the class, here's the funny thing, right? There was this young lady, probably about our age. I think you had to be 18 or something
Yeah.
to join, and we were 18
It's
already.
combat and it's kind of
Had these glasses. She was cute for sure. I already was spoken for at the time. But usually I'm so used to being that guy, right? I just assume everybody is into me. This girl was not. She
Yeah.
partnered up with me, with your brother and me, and
Be like that.
mind you, she was super cute, right? And I'm like, oh, look at this little girl. I don't know who she thinks she is. I kid you not, she was, and I don't know if I was wrong, but she seemed to lean more towards him than me.
Ayo.
And I was thinking to myself, okay, that's, it set me aback a little bit because, like I said, I think of myself very highly. So there was one thing. But what kind of sealed the deal for me was when we would do these moves, right? We had to pretend like you're an attacker, you're being attacked. Well, who wants to attack me but the young lady, right? And I'm thinking, oh, she's not going to be that strong. This bitch was trying to kill me, dude. She was hitting me so hard, choking me so hard. I had marks on my neck, bro, that
Damn.
my lady thought somebody was giving me hickeys. And I said, no.
they're choking me.
This lady
wild
choked.
throes
This
of
young woman
sex.
choked me. I don't know why she. I guess maybe she could tell. She's like, oh, look at this smug asshole. I'm gonna choke the shit out of him.
My
I'm gonna
God.
murder this
Man,
man.
she choked me so hard. I had to actually really try to get her off of me. It was bad. But when she did this with your brother, it was definitely not the same
I
aggression.
don't remember getting beat up in that class. I can tell you right now.
And I definitely didn't want to work with her again. But we did see her a few more times when we went there. So there was that. But no, I mean, they're out there. I think I even remember making a a little bit of a joke to you when we went to Las Vegas with our Momo, by the way.
She's took us
That
to
we
Vegas.
would venture off to
Rio.
one of the brothels. And I would maybe pay for a lady.
Lady of the Night.
For you. Maybe just to take the edge off.
Cat house.
Maybe just kind of let you live a little.
Yeah, look at Nash.
Get a
he's
little
excited.
wild.
He wants to go to the cat house.
Probably can't do that now.
I
Definitely
think the cat house
not,
is still there.
not making the same money I was, holding up at the time.
Oh yeah, no.
Gang.
But definitely, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Nash, I think he was on what was that app you were on?
Tinder.
Bumble.
Tinder, right?
I just
Bumble?
think I need to go to more places because I remember I started going to more shows.
Yeah, I
house
think you
shows.
guys need to be hanging out at more social scenes a little
Yeah.
more. Nicholas, you in particular, just clean yourself up.
I need
Absolutely.
Hair,
Play
comb
more
the hair,
shows.
brush the teeth, trim the nails.
because I met a lot of people going to shows.
People are real into brown skin these days. He's a little darker complected. If you don't know,
Sort of like the cops when they pull you over and put a bullet in the back.
no,
of your
not the
brain.
police, but people in general. They're definitely getting behind the raza. As we could say.
It's
Me and Nash here, we're taking a beating, dude. I go places, people assume, oh, there's that straight white male. I am not white. I'm Latino.
right.
Latinx, if it helps you.
touchy subject.
Don't hurt me.
The touchy subject. There's
you
two. There's two kinds of Hispanic people in San Antonio. There's sort of like me, toasty brown man, and then there's the people who descended from the Spaniards. They still don't have blue eyes or gray
No,
eyes.
no, like brown eyes, brown hair, light skin, and it definitely. You know what? We were watching Blackish one time, and they had an episode about the light skin, dark skin, and I said, "That's a Latino thing too. We live with that all the time. Light skin, dark skin. You know, sometimes people make fun of you. You don't fit in because you're not brown. Sometimes
Yeah.
people pick on you because you are so brown. It goes both ways. But yeah, this 2019 was your year. If you're brown, for sure. People are real into the dark skin these days.
I would hope so.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
I
And you're
have-
definitely the tallest out of all of us, for sure.
Yes.
Bitch, fuck you.
Coming in at
Fucking hate
five,
you.
five and a half.
5.5, 5'6", maybe.
Yeah,
Hell, I mean, even I
5'6".
think if you're wearing a nice boot, 5'7".
I could be in the cruiserweight classic.
Yeah, I'm definitely lucky if I hit 5'5" on a good day. I definitely got to stand with my chest
I'm
popped out to look.
Smallest competitor. in
I don't even
the
know what
Cruiserweight
I
classic.
guess I'm 5.
You know Rey Mysterio. I think
3,
he's only
4?
5'3", so he's
5'3".
taller than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but you know.
But I'd still be smaller than Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah,
I look like Baron Corbin's son.
yeah. That guy's a freak of nature for sure. But light skin, dark skin. You know the word racism.
I think it's weird because my arms are like tan all the time, but then
Wait.
my face is white all the time.
Well, yeah, your arms are exposed to the sun a lot. Is probably what it
I
is.
think everybody gets a farmer's tan, no matter what race
Yeah,
they are.
I mean, you're just not sticking your face out in the sun all the time. Is kind of what it
I
is.
think everybody gets a
I'm
nice
at-
little coat of brown when they're driving.
Yeah, in the summer. Uh,
I do get sunburned driving sometimes.
But I'm
The
all the
Mazda.
way brown. I can't hide it.
yeah, no, yeah. Speaking of the skin colors, I was thinking about. Well, I had some topics here, like the SNL guy who got fired.
What
I
happened
don't know
with
about
that?
You didn't hear about that
No,
one?
I-
Oh, okay. Well, so like I guess they put out their new people, like I guess new cast
The
members or
hires.
whatever. So I think there was like maybe a black chick. I think they got a new one. Sorry if that sounds offensive. It's
African American
I,
women.
I don't like saying African American. I don't know if you're African or not. But
that's yeah.
but black woman, Asian man. They made a big deal about the Asian man first.
Oh yeah.
They said, well, we've never had an Asian cast member
That's a pretty
before. I'm
big
like,
deal.
you know what? Mad TV did, Bobby Lee. But they're saying, I'm like, okay, look, they're finally adding an Asian guy. Okay, so they don't have to, do racist things with Kim Jong Un, whatever they want to do there.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I don't say racist, offensive, right?
yeah. Stereotype.
Well, of course, they add on another generic white guy, right? Like it's like, generic white guy number 3 retired. Let's get generic white guy number 4 to replace him. Well,
Starring
this
Bobby
gentleman,
Moorhead.
this
Bobby
gentleman, I don't
Moorhead.
even know what his name is, dude. White SNL guy, right? Generic comedian. Apparently, he had a podcast, right? Well, lo and behold, somebody digs deep and finds an episode where they're discussing their experiences in Chinatown.
Oh no.
Uses an Asian slur.
Oh my god.
And by no means did I feel it was racist. And some people say, "Oh, he's disguising comedy as racism." I don't like the word racism being thrown out. I definitely don't feel like these people hate those people because they're that certain race. But this was definitely coming off as that white asshole who kind of thinks everybody has to okay, you're in America, you got to learn English.
Did I offend you?
But he was talking about being in Chinatown at the time, trying to eat at a restaurant. Now his other asshole friend was saying, I fucking hate Chinese food. Fuck that guy. Chinese food is one of my favorite foods of all time. And then I can see where he was being offensive. He was doing like the stereotypical Asian accent.
Oh wait.
And then saying, about noodles and how they laugh at the waiter for doing that. Made me think of the waiter at the Chinese restaurant we go to that our Momo was giving a hard time
She
to.
always gives hard time to those
Poor
people.
guy. Don't give people a hard time if they have an accent. They're trying. And that's kind of what they were doing. So he seemed real smug, real asshole. If anything, I was like, whoa, that guy's a dick. And I don't know, and SNL's like, you know what, we just got this Asian dude. We can't have this guy being, offensive towards Asians. We got to let him go. he puts out an apology, and before I heard the actual podcast, I heard his apology, and I said, well, I agree with that. He mentioned, oh, in comedy, you're not going to please everybody. You're going to offend some people. That's what comedy is. And I agree with that, but his was definitely not comedy. It was just being an asshole. Straight up asshole. Definitely not cool. It's pretty funny if you want to look it up, but I don't remember his name. Kevin Hart, has been in the news a lot lately. I bring him up because my wife tends to say I like to defend a lot of these dirt bags.
Now, Nelson, don't you go defending those dirt bags.
I'm definitely not defending dirt bags, but
You're gonna defend Louis C.K. and be like, listen.
Well, Louis C.K. was asking for permission before he did his deed. He was definitely disgusting, and it's pretty gross. But I don't think he actually hurt anybody, did he?
I
don't know. He didn't like he? I know it was kind of gross and creepy the way he would ask, but he did technically ask. And if you said no, okay, not gonna go through with it.
Want to watch me?
I assume. I guess that's what it was like, right? I don't know. Still, I think people just give him a hard time because he's ugly. I feel like it. Well, I don't know. Matt Lauer was doing stuff.
Matt Lauer was.
I guess was he kind of attractive? I don't know. That's up to other people maybe.
Television makeup.
But he had a lock on his door underneath his desk, so that was really the bad part of his
dungeon.
If he was maybe just telling us, hey, you want some of this, and then they say no, let him leave. Okay, but no, he would lock his door from his desk.
You can't leave.
Kind of Austin Powers style,
Matt Lauer dungeon.
Flip a switch and the bed starts spinning, kind of deal.
Oh.
You think an Austin Powers movie would work today?
No.
Absolutely.
Is that why they haven't made another one?
I'm guessing why they haven't shown it on TBS in a while, huh?
Oh. I remember watching.
It just took one review.
Do I make you horny, baby? Can you imagine that? Somebody asking. Remember, even in that movie, they were saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, he's a little aggressive." Like, well, he was in the 70s or whatever. That's just how they did it back then.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
He was irresistible to the ladies, and that was the joke. But yeah, that movie. Another one, Superbad, dude. I was talking about Superbad with some people recently. That movie had everything in it.
Oh,
I love that movie. It definitely wouldn't work today.
I still love that movie very much.
Oh, that movie, it has a soft spot in my heart for that movie for the rest of my life.
Masterpieces.
It definitely came out at a good time.
It's one of the last few
raunchy comedies
for Michael Cera's movie career. Before he did
Sweet Mike.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim was an awesome movie, though. I hate that it doesn't get the love that it deserves.
We're talking about it should be if they remake it, they should make it on Netflix. So if they could tell more.
Yeah, what? I would have liked a show.
Yeah, like a show.
Because I guess, was it a graphic novel?
Yeah, they had it was like 6 graphic novels.
It had so many parts to it, and I felt like they skipped over so much. Like the time in the graphic novel is kind of what makes the story, and they really do away with that. It was a really awesome story. I liked it a lot. But back to our main topic there. We kind of ventured off.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, guys, right? So my wife likes to say I like to defend these dirt bags. He's been in the news recently, got in that crazy car accident, had some cover-up stuff, I guess, going on. He always seemed like a little bit of a shady dude to me. Anybody who does that weird thing where they make you put your cell phones away for their performances is definitely a dirt bag in my book. Metallica are a bunch of assholes too. The kind of stuff that's a stunt they would pull. Or is it they don't serve beer during their performances or whatever?
That's weird.
Something stupid like that. Like
you're at a metal concert, you're not gonna serve beer.
Like you make music for people who drink beer. Get over it.
Who drink Bud Light? They had a
Bud Light, Miller Light, dude. Let's be honest, Miller Light. They're not even drinking Bud Light.
It was at the Alamo Dome. Apparently, they cut it off the entire stadium before the show even started or something.
Yeah, well, and they tried blaming the AT&T Center, saying, "Oh, they ran out of beer." And it was like, no, you asked us to stop serving beer. Don't even blame us for that.
What is the benefit of not serving beer at a metal show?
Honestly, I don't know. I'll never get that. But Kevin Hart, right? Let's get back to this dirtbag. So he had like a sex tape kind of thing. I guess like he secretly recorded somebody. I was talking to a gentleman at work, who's black by the way. Kind of
He's
came to
black.
Kevin Hart's defense a little bit on it, saying it was old, something like that. And I said, well, it still doesn't excuse him for doing it, right?
Nobody.
But what got me going on it was my wife retweets a post, right? And I hate when she kind of retweets some of these real left posts. And I'm not saying that I'm not. I hang to the left. Okay?
Mommy memes on
Just
Facebook.
not all the way to the left,
Listen,
right?
are you an extreme centrist?
Ah.
I don't affiliate with extreme
I,
centrists.
I'm okay. I'm okay with people saying things as long as that's what they mean.
The children locked up
I
in the
think
cages.
the approach should be, if something is funny, it should just be funny. Like if it is really funny, not overused and you're being mean spirited about something on purpose. Like that's pointless.
Yeah. So that's my problem with a lot of that. But she retweets one and it says, "Oh, that's what you get for being a homophobe," right? Because I guess he's being sued. Now I'm thinking back to maybe he got in trouble for the homophobic tweets he supposedly had. That's why he didn't get the Oscars hosting job or something. I feel like that has nothing to do with this situation here. Like, I guess it's kind of like it's a karma thing, and it's like, dude, if fucking karma was real, Donald Trump would not be our president right now. So let's get off of that boat. But so
Is karma real?
I retweet with a comment saying, this is not because he's homophobic. It's because he's. What did I say exactly? I mean,
Dirtbag.
look up my tweet. I think I mentioned something about
hot take alert.
hot take. Yes, I think I
Hot
mentioned.
takes.
Here it is. No, I said this is what happens when you think your money and your fame give you power over people. And something I had heard on a news story, especially when like Bill Cosby and stuff were getting in trouble, was you definitely should judge people based on their character and not their reputation. I feel like people were thinking like, oh, Kevin Hart's this nice guy. He's just a short guy. He likes to, do the self-deprecating kind of humor. When in reality, he's a millionaire now. He doesn't feel that way anymore. He's
not
probably
an
always
underdog
kind of been a
anymore.
jerk when you think about it. It didn't seem surprising to me. I'm like, oh, well, if he had all those affairs and was doing that, this isn't that shocking to me. He probably thought, hey, I got money now. I can get away with it. But I'll never forgive him. He had probably one of the most terrible movies out there, Soul Plane. Oh, God. If I could have those hours back in my life from watching that movie.
On Comedy Central.
Oh, no.
Back to back.
BET,
Double
brother.
Soul
BET.
Plane.
I don't even think that one made it to Comedy Central.
Wow.
It's
Yes,
not.
it did. I
No,
watched it.
didn't.
It was. If
Yeah.
you did, I don't know why they would have played it. It's not funny.
You know what wasn't funny?
Don't you like the purple plane with the hydraulics?
And what's bad about it is, like, this was probably a black movie that's
Was it a
like
positive
stereotypical. Like, I don't know that I'm like this has to be a white guy behind it because he's just like putting in all these hydraulics on the plane. Snoop Dogg is the pilot getting high. They got like it's so silly.
Imagine
They
if
got
we-
like the generic white guy, Tom Arnold. He's like the white guy.
Imagine
His
if
name
we
is like
had
something
a-
Cracker or whatever.
Hispanic version of it, like I don't know what you would call it. You would call it like La Raza plane, and there's like guys riding lawnmowers and
Blood
"Hey,
in,
man,
blood out."
This is the plane is fun. I couldn't. I would never want to see that kind of movie. Would not.
Most
like
of
that.
the Latino movies are gang movies. In actual stating
Oh,
here.
even better.
That's the bad part.
You know what's really
They're all
sad is how many
gangsters.
people on my Facebook quote "blood in, blood out" like that's something cool. Like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
blood in, blood out, real cool. These quotes are cool. Yeah, this is from East LA where these guys killed each other for
right?
no
Like,
reason.
that's something. That's a quote to live by.
What about that guy from Ant-Man?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious, dude. Like, I think he kind of made that movie.
And then the guy from Waiting.
Oh, Luis Guzman.
Oh, Luis Guzman. Dude.
He's a little bit of the old.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
gonna play the Hispanic guy in the movie who's
Yeah,
gonna talk like this.
He was the pervert cook, dude.
George Lopez and Beverly Hills Chihuahuas.
George Lopez.
Listen,
He's a bit of a sellout, let's be honest. But I mean, I guess
At least
he
the TV
does good
show
things.
wasn't damaging to Hispanic communities. It was just kind of whatever.
Yeah, you know, and
Fluffy.
you got to give him some credit there. I guess, you know,
And-
he was on a national network.
He never did like Bill Cosby, where he's like, "Come on, you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps."
Carlos
He
Mencia.
was always keeping it real. He knew
The
he
Minor
knew
Mencia.
Hispanics had to work in the
Oh
work
yeah,
hard.
no, he got shut down. You know, he was a thief, joke thief. But yeah, he had a show. I guess we could consider that. But I guess like movie wise, like, yeah, I mean, there's not like, what would you make? You know, that should be something we should look into.
A movie.
Well, no, you know, it wouldn't work in 2019. Never
Would
mind.
not work in 2019.
If this was like 20 years ago, we probably could have. You
It'd have
probably
to-
could have had that.
It'd have
work.
to be something super ironic that like would just be over the top.
I mean, it's usually just in every movie. Like, yeah, Beverly Hills Chihuahua is definitely a good example. The Mexican gardener had
Who's
a Chihuahua.
flying the plane? It's Jose the gardener. I don't know how to hunt. I don't know how to control it, man. It's going crazy.
Yeah, it would be something like that. Like, you know, it's just in movies in general. I mean, it's always he's the gardener, he's the janitor, he's the. Think of a hard fucking job, and that's what the Mexican guy's doing.
Machete.
There
Danny
you go.
Trejo.
We have it. Machete, dude. That movie was definitely like the Mexploitation film.
It's Robert
Dan-
Rodriguez who made it, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Danny Trejo, dude, he's so old.
And then the other one, badass. Didn't he play two type of characters like that?
Oh yeah, it was something like that, right? Something silly.
He played a
badass.
homeless dude. And then,
Yeah, he was a hobo, right?
yeah.
Wasn't he a hobo in Machete too?
I think the movie's kind of
It's probably the same movie, dude.
But I don't
let's
think he
be
had a
honest.
machete in that one.
No, he just like guns, right?
God, we got a lot of gay. Why? It's a lot of gangs. A lot of gangs.
It's always
that are-
gang stuff, dude. I don't know. That's where we get tough.
Netflix certainly isn't helping because they
Gang
got the
stuff.
Pablo Escobar.
Oh,
20
Narcos.
different stories. Everybody's like, look at that mustache on that Hispanic man. I bet you he's a narco.
Yeah, I'm definitely never gonna shave the beard part off again and rock the mustache. I used to think it was a cool look till one lady at work told me you look like a drug lord. And I was like, wow, that's not what the look I was going
Thanks,
for.
I was trying to go
Thanks.
for the porn stash.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so I'll
Nick.
never
Like a
do that
70s
again.
porn star. That's what I
Oh
was trying
yeah,
to go for.
dude.
Dirk Diggler.
Well, you know, you get yours cleaned up by the barber. You definitely
Yeah.
could pull that off. I am, you know, a little on the broke side with the
DIY.
family, and I got to do it myself. I always fuck it up. It never comes out good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the porn stash, in recent news, there was another passing of a porn star. Unfortunately, I guess. Well, I mean, she was only in their 40s, I think.
Rest in power, MILF.
I think she was 42.
I guess you could
That's on
consider her a MILF. You know, I'm not even gonna pretend. I know we all do. We all watch it, right?
Hell yeah. Amateur.
Yeah. And
I got
Nash,
that
my
amateur.
bookmarks just
Nash
in
and
Where
case.
it feels more real.
yeah, and this, I guess it's a good thing this came up because
I
it's
like the camera placed poorly above the bed.
it's definitely a
Not moving.
a topic I wanted to go over with you, gentlemen. You know, because as men, it's definitely something we tend to view. You know, they make it for men. You know, it's like Spike TV on steroids,
men.
right? It's for men.
Spike T lives on forever.
I think Pornhub and all those websites, they killed Spike Television because you're like, I can't.
Yeah,
I can see the
It's
real
like-
thing for
yeah.
free. I don't gotta pay a
I don't need
Cable
premium
subscription.
cable.
look
I don't-
through
I
the
don't-
fuzzy
Oh yeah,
lines.
no, it's like it's so accessible. I was gonna ask you about this, Nash, because me and Nicholas, we grew up in an era where
You had to have magazines.
there was a cable channel
VHS tapes.
that would throw the blurry vision up. That's kind of where you get your first
They
taste.
play like jazz in the background.
As we should say, and it's like super classic. It's nothing like what they make now. Definitely the ugliest people you
Lot
could
of moles.
probably see.
lot of ingrown hair,
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
laser bumps.
Magazines were still kind of a thing. I mean, somebody would find like a piece of a magazine and then pass it around the whole school, group of friends. I don't know, did you guys have anything like that? Like, that was like a real
Y'all
like
pass
middle
around
school
a
thing.
DVD of Michelle Gianna's best hits. Jenna Hayes.
I feel like
Because you guys were more in the internet.
elementary.
era,
Yeah,
right?
it was easier. We didn't have
so
to
much
pass
you
around.
didn't have to even do that, right?
Somebody had a badass laptop.
So I mean,
But there was the rise of hentai.
hentai.
Oh
Yeah.
Cartoons.
Yeah, no, that wasn't for me.
They were
But
the rise of
no,
hentai.
like, cause we're kids, right?
The
I mean,
Cramp
somebody
Twins.
somebody gets somebody. Oh, the Cramp Twins, dude. And if you don't know this, the Cramp Twins are a show. You want to Google it? The Cramp Twins were a show on Fox. A terrible show. I don't even remember anything about it. But one time, a buddy of mine, you know, we're looking up, disgusting things, trying to gross each other out. And then the cartoon stuff was like a big deal, like Scooby Doo and like anything, any cartoon you can think of. Family Guy, The Simpsons. Well, there's one, and it's this like obscure cartoon that was canceled, didn't even last that long. The Cramp Twins, right? So it's like a evil twin, good twin. Yeah, like a nerd twin and like this ugly blue guy who's like the ugly twin. And they're like doing it with each other or doing their mom or something. And I just remember because I'm like, are those the Cramp Twins? And I think we had to tell everybody we knew about that because it was just so shocking.
This was before ironic humor. It was like this couldn't even be irony.
Yeah,
looked
like
like
whoever
Eddie.
thought that up was either like not from America and like just got access to that cartoon, or was making it a joke. Like, oh, it'd be funny, the fucking Cramp Twins. But like, who even thought of that? I didn't even think about that cartoon as one that you could put
There
on
was
there.
the Jenny and the Teenage Robot one.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
where the actual creator.
Yeah,
made that.
yeah. That show had issues.
Let's not forget Newgrounds bred life into flash animation porn
Yep.
for Nash's generation.
Oh yeah, it was a very weird time.
Yeah, it's
I
a
was
weird
already-
time.
It was the rise of
So,
cartoon
but you guys
porn.
didn't have. So you guys never were like passing around like a magazine clipping or anything like that. Huh?
DVD.
DVD was like more of us.
Not
we had
really.
access to DVDs.
They could
Yeah.
afford laptops already. By
I went
then.
to the kids with the higher income school.
Oh,
More
okay.
to-
okay.
more
So
well
they
to
had
do.
all the nice phones already. So
Oh,
they could just
okay,
go.
so it's
They could just show it on their
streaming
phone
on
and
the
just show
phone.
it to us.
They'd be like,
Like,
Now
look
what's
at
up
this.
with that, right? Like, what would possess us to watch porn with our friends?
I think it's
Oh,
just a
I
little-
watched porn on VR.
I think it's
with my
just a
friends.
hormone thing. I think when you're
You're like, hey, dude, look at these
young,
breasts.
sweaty man,
It was a weird.
you're gonna go for whatever female you can,
I
even
watched-
if it's in front of
Yeah,
guys.
I feel like more. I was showing them like, dude, I saw this disgusting thing. Like this chick was puking. It was so bad, and now that's kind of like the norm these days. Back then, it was like, oh, this is hardcore stuff. Now it's like normal.
Yeah.
It's weird, dude.
There's a lot of
We
dirt.
might have to edit some of this out because I don't know if I want people knowing that we're like these deviants.
You're probably gonna want to edit this
Yeah.
part.
Like
out
you
here.
thought they were used to
So-
think 2 Girls 1 Cup
I
was
think
bad.
We'll put this in a separate clip, like clip video or something, right?
I think it was at
could.
Jonathan's house.
I want people to hear this, but not
Thought-
everybody.
Like have you ever seen I was on 4chan. They put me and my friends used to be on Google Hangouts, and we would he'd screen capture your screen, and we would be just watching like really gross porn on 4chan. Like it's nothing but we used to just go on there and we were hanging out and we just put it on a big screen and we just like scroll through all like the really nasty porn stuff. It's like
Yes,
they put
dude.
tomatoes in their butthole or like
Yes, dude.
basketball in
And
their
that was
front.
part.
It
That was
just
part of
pop-
a. That was part of the thing. Like if you had a friend that had the computer, like, bro, I gotta show you this thing. And you remember like meat spin and like.
We're the
that
one with the
kinda stuff.
rod. You're the
Oh,
rod.
Yes, I do. Now, if you want to see some of these videos and see some funny videos, there was a website that we used to check out, and it
Still
was
exists.
EFUKT.
Still exists.
I'm not gonna say the name out loud. It's like Voldemort. I'm just not gonna say it, but I will spell it out. That website had like the clips they would take from like things, and the
Super obscure.
some of them were a little bit too much.
What about the one that bullied
some
the
of them were
porn
hilarious.
stars?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
those?
That those are the funniest ones, dude. The guy's
They
like,
started crying.
he's like, oh, it's because you're fucking ugly and fat or some shit,
I would imagine you had to sign something before you did that.
Oh, I mean, it has to be all staged, dude. Like, there's nothing important that's real. Let's be honest.
Well,
They treat him pretty
except the
terribly, though.
STDs, right? I mean, if you get
Yeah.
an STD, but we're not seeing that. We don't know.
Don't
There
be
was a-
silly. Rapper Willie.
It has to be because I was like, I couldn't imagine anybody going, "Hey, you want me to insult you on camera and slap you in the face?"
They started crying though.
You have to get a good chunk of change for that.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? So, with the adult movies that are out, right? So, I mean, this lady, I looked her up, and I'm like, well, I don't. She wasn't my type. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that was, and and I feel like you kind of had an interest in the adult films that maybe you didn't have in real life, or it kind of opened your eyes to some stuff. Because I thought prior to watching some of these adult movies, that my type was like white girl, and then it was like I started watching more of these films, and I'm like, hey, like Mexican chicks are fucking hot.
Yeah.
Colombian
And I'm like,
teens?
whoa! Look at these,
Colombian
look at these
girl.
ladies, dude. They're smoking hot. And I'm like, some of these black chicks, and again, not to be like out there.
Listen,
I
Nash.
think they call the category ebony, right? But it's like
Listen, Nash.
they got some
Nelson,
fine ladies.
Remember,
there.
you can't. What is it?
I remember your one friend would he
What
said
did
he
they
was
say?
torrenting Blu-ray porn.
My friend.
Didn't he have a
Oh
backup
yeah,
hard drive?
yeah. And this guy, right, Mr. Prestige. You got to cut his name out of there. That's
No,
not good.
I'm sorry, Nash.
Fucking
That's
idiot.
not good. Yeah, that's not good. He was a close buddy of mine. He hooked a brother up one time with some Brazzers passwords. I'm sorry that we did it. Everybody was doing it at the time. It was so accessible. Oh, I had to check out the goods
I have
at
a
least
credit
one
card.
time. Yeah, I was too young to really be paying for it at that time.
I am getting kind of tired of the free stuff.
Yeah, the free stuff.
I'm getting kind of like
You're desensitized.
No.
no. I'm like I
Oh,
see the
no.
expensive stuff. And I'm
Nash-
like, hey,
Well, the quality of the video.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really what you're gonna have to start paying for.
you gotta start going through like
And I think what the
Fucking
way that
one and two.
the industry is going is maybe like music. You're gonna have to start producing it yourself to really start making money off of it.
Because there's no more studios.
Yeah, because
talking about porn.
yes, bro.
Oh, I was like me doing porn.
No,
Not you.
no, like how you're doing DIY,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
You
that's funny when you say that. I try to convince your friends to do Pornhub when I was at Nash's friend's house.
Jesus Christ.
But
You're
not
talking-
with
he-
each other.
This very cinematic porn scene. Like it would start off all
Because there's a lot
cinematic,
of
then
money.
turn to a
There
webcam.
is a legitimate
Yes,
money
there
in
is so
adult-
much money in adult content. It's
I
ridiculous,
thought,
dude.
why about some young strong men? Not me, young strong men, and their punk rock friends, and I can title it like
And punk rock
Stepsister
chicks,
Punk rock
punk rock, dude, punk rock
gets
shit.
banged over drums.
Yeah, people love that stuff. The punk rock stuff. It was like a whole thing, right? Tattooed chicks.
Oh,
Are these like tattooed ladies or? But it takes a special kind of lady to be okay with that. I think.
yeah. They can be very extremely toxic too.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, watch out.
well, see, I
Gotta
think
be
that's
careful.
that's the difference between jumping
But
into
then-
the mainstream industry and then like producing it yourself.
Amateur.
Because you kind of stay away from all that stuff.
There's contracts and
But definitely, yeah, I remember this like category wise, right? So it's like I'm like, whoa, dude, look at all these different kind of ladies out there. And I feel like if anything, like that's a way to figure out like, oh, I lean a
Nelson,
little more
you-
towards this. And then, dude, and I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I don't know.
You gonna make your own?
This was this was
Good Lord,
no. This did. I'm a
Shout out Nelson's wife.
I'm a respectable male. We have a respectable household. But no, that's not gonna happen, sir. No disrespect to the
Or
to the
you wanna
ladies out there.
Film some.
No. I'm gonna tell you about this, about my experiences with this, because I feel like after a certain point we kind of stopped talking to each other about this, but it was important, right? Because I felt ashamed sometimes.
Hot take.
Looking at certain categories, right? now the categories that your boy was leaning into, and this had to have
Stepsister.
been. Let's see. Let
Step-
me try to date it.
Step cousin.
I had to be maybe
What are you doing, step brother?
15,
You're stuck
16,
at the
right?
windowsill.
15, 16. This was probably like 12 years ago, right? Now, I don't know if you know this, but there's a booming category
Teletubbies.
in the BBW section, right?
Oh.
It's
Now, let's not lie, because I'm looking at the smile you're giving me. I feel like you ventured down that road. I ventured
When
down
they-
that road
I was
before it was cool, and I felt ashamed because I'm like, no, porno's supposed to be like these big-breasted ladies with like skinny bodies and like no imperfections, and then there's this like category of like bigger ladies, and not all of them were like super fat. Some of them were just kind of like chunky, and you're like, hey, but that looks like a real lady, dude. And like once you're kind of tired of like that like overproduced kind of stuff, you're looking at this, you're like, I don't know, that chick's pretty nasty too. Like she's down for whatever.
I did get. I saw a thumbnail and I was like, "Hey, she's pretty cute."
Some of them are. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, "She's pretty cute."
A good amount of them are.
That's another title I have envisioned in my head. You brought up a good point. You could be like
San Antonio is the breeding ground for these BBWs.
stretch mark, stride,
Scratch mark queen.
Stretch
Yeah,
mark.
you know, they try to stray away. I think from that
derogatory.
because
terms.
that's definitely gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
Inflammatory. You don't want to use that.
Yeah, they definitely go for more like beauty. You know, but definitely
real.
real. Yeah. It's becoming a thing. I think it's probably gonna start integrating into the real stuff because I think the production companies are starting to see like, you know, we need to add more things to this. We're kind of falling, like, you know, we're missing stuff. We're missing some clients that are willing to pay good money.
That's what it is.
To
They
see
gotta,
this.
they gotta tap a market they haven't tapped before.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
I think before it was all poorly produced. I remember.
Yeah.
Jeez, do you remember when HBO would show the real sex and they would
Oh my
they would
God.
go to the what is it called, the Napa Valley, not Napa Valley, Silicon Valley, where they filmed a lot of it, and they had a little segment on the BBW. Like this, it was like
Yeah,
it was like 4 minutes or 5 minutes,
yeah.
and it was just a lady getting smacked with flour. I was like, oh,
Yes,
okay.
it was more like a food thing than anything.
Yeah.
Why was it a food thing? But no, like I think when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is kind of interesting. And I'll give him that. Like a good amount of them were very unattractive.
It was a very
pretty gross, but there was a couple of like diamonds in the rough, I guess you
it
might
was
call
a
them.
very poorly produced.
They're like, hey, that's a good looking lady. And then nowadays, I mean, it's like you can't just be some ugly, you know, uggo. Like I don't know, you can't do it now. They want some cute ladies, and it's like, hey, there's a lot of people out here.
When I go for the most homely women, is I go on.
I think even believe it's Brazzers is getting into the BBW business.
They're gonna have the category.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get that category
I don't
going.
even want Brazzers Plus or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to imagine with their video quality with that, and they're only gonna choose the best of the best. So you're gonna probably see
Okay.
some of the best looking big ladies the world has to offer.
So they're doing auditions. They're gonna do casting calls.
Yeah, because there's some sites dedicated to it where they definitely let some busted.
They're beautiful women.
Well, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Everybody,
But let's go ahead and stray away from this topic for now.
More porn. More porn.
You know, that
probably
lady
a lot of porn podcasts.
definitely set that up. So we'll
My
definitely
manager told me I don't care about two S's, sex and sadness. So give me sad sex on Pornhub, please.
I'm
Nah.
so depressed. I just want a hand job.
yeah. This
I need sadness.
this is definitely a dark path that we could go on.
Okay. Well, we could
Uh,
shine it up, make it brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know
could,
what I'm
let
talking
me
about?
let me be your lantern. Let me be your guide.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely. This
Green
isn't,
Lantern's light.
yeah, this isn't for all audiences. We'll definitely maybe try to trim this part
maybe
out a
be
little
more
bit.
PG,
We'll cut
13.
we'll cut it out up to the point where I guess we start talking about that woman.
You have to subscribe to our
Rest
Patreon to
in
hear
peace.
unrated.
Yeah, rest in peace. Definitely sad to see somebody go on drug abuse, I believe. But yeah, that's why we said it's definitely a dark path that a lot of them have to follow. To take that, and then, well, I guess she's not the only one. I mean, I guess within the past like few years, this has been like a regular thing. And some of them were young, attractive ladies, and just get caught up in a mess.
Sad day.
Yeah, not good.
Exactly.
But I think we've been at it for a while. I think we introduced people a little bit to who we are, what we're about. I think we should maybe try to get it together weekly. Try and get one of these
Yeah.
produced. Pop it up there, see who listens to it. Maybe we made you laugh.
Maybe you hate us now.
I hope to maybe one day make you cry. I don't know.
Not ready for that.
You know. But yeah,
I'll make you cry.
We'll have more of these talks to come up. If anything funny happens to you, let us know. To either of you, anything interesting, kind of save it there. I know sometimes we have these talks. I'm like, oh, that would be good for that. We'll maybe try to get some segments in. Once maybe we get some followers, possibly social media accounts. We'll maybe throw up some questions, requests.
Get some brewskis.
Some like, hey, watch this thing.
Maybe do some social gatherings if we get enough followers. Get some people together, get some people talking. You're not alone. That's kind of where I wanted to sign off, was maybe a reflection of what we talked about today.
What are you talking about again?
So we went over little introductions to ourselves, kind of some stuff we went through together. A little bit of current events that aren't so current anymore, probably when we post this stuff. It'll be kind of old news.
Guys, have you seen that Rumby meme? That thing is fire right now.
Yeah. So, whatever's trending on Twitter, that's what we're talking about. Next episode, I definitely want to dive into restaurant foods. I feel like I talk so much about going out to eat, and I probably do it a lot, but I want to dive into why we do it so much. This is going to be an interesting topic for us to get into. That could lead into possible food challenges, maybe? Is that what they're still called? I don't know.
They do challenges.
Mukbangs, is that still a thing? I don't know if that's still a thing.
I used to combine the 3 burgers in one from McDonald's. I used to get the McDouble and then a chicken patty thing, then other McDouble, and I would combine it all together.
Yeah,
and I ate it like that. And then it started hurting, so I had to stop.
That's not good. It shouldn't hurt. Because I wanted to talk more about these food things.
I can't eat the triple.
I'm gonna do a little bit of research on some of the things I've been hearing about in regards to food stuff. Maybe it's something we can try to do. Talk about it. I see food reviews, YouTube, online, and I'm like, you're doing it all wrong. You're not eating that right. You're not getting the right stuff. I could definitely do that better.
One thing we do have advantage here is we can do a Tex-Mex mukbang. It's regional to here, and we have the best Tex-Mex, hands down.
Yeah, it's probably the original place for that.
You want to be like Jimmy's.
Do you know what a carne asada is?
That one guy who
Carne asada?
remember those YouTubers who just watch who just eat fast food stuff?
Yeah.
Constantly?
That's kind of what I was thinking about. But I wanted to talk about like why we ate it so
skin.
much and remembering some of the things. Because I was talking to some people about that, and it brought up some good memories about that food. So
I ate the all-American burger from Carl's Jr. with the hamburger and the chips.
I was told there's no Carl's. I was told there's no Carl's Jr.'s left here.
There is. You gotta travel 30 minutes away from here.
Yikes!
That's also good. That's a good.
It's not good
name
enough.
Went
for
to a party.
podcast.
It wasn't good enough for me to go that far.
I went to a party, and it was down the street from it. And I remember this one guy was
How long ago was that?
Probably in like May, June, probably in June.
And it was still here. Okay. Yeah, that's the rumor I've been hearing. Is that they're not in town anymore. There was so many at one point.
Did you see Jack? Well, this is getting too regional.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
was
gonna get
June.
regional. Nobody's gonna care.
Nobody will care.
And this one guy was like, "Yo, man," it's like he was just walking around, and he was like, "Yeah, I know the guy." It was like, but I really want Carl's Jr. right now instead.
What'd you say?
I was like,
A bum? You fed a bum?
no, it was some guy at the party.
Oh, some dude.
Do you want the Star Burger?
Those little star nuggets.
Turns out there was no food at the party. I thought there was gonna. We just raided the guy's pantry. Almost ate all his chips.
Those are probably his
me
chips
and
for
social
work.
trauma.
His work chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's probably coming up next episode. This was episode I want to say 000. I don't even want to give it a 1 because we don't know how well this is gonna do. But hopefully you liked it. Reach out to your friends. Don't be afraid to be yourself.
You should be very afraid. The world's a cruel place. Okay.
It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah, you're
Don't I don't watch CNN anymore for that reason. But hey, it's okay to be weird.
like not watching the news makes you less stressed out.
Yeah, I stopped
about
watching
everything.
it. I stopped watching it a long time ago.
Everything's like, get your attention. Look at all this violence going on.
Yeah,
Ugh.
because that's all they cover is only the bad stuff. I mean, you're only going to hear bad news if you only cover bad news. But here we'll hopefully cover some good stuff, make you laugh, make you have a good time. But yeah, treat each other right. Hopefully, I didn't lose you, and we're out.